Hello, everyone. It's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. Okay, so it started with this sort of cryptic post from Jason on Twitter on October 24th, 2024, and it says golden opportunities. And you see a gold wrapped Aptera. And it's pretty clear that this is the Gamma, not the PI2, because the ultrasonic sensors are on the wheel pants, the wheel covers. We know that the ultrasonic sensors will be on the nose cone on the PI vehicles and on the production vehicle. So this is Gamma that's been wrapped in gold. And what that is for is that Aptera was going to X Price's Visoneering, which started on the 25th and ended on the 27th of October. And you see here, you see Gamma, and it was wrapped externally, but you see the interior part still silver, like Gamma was originally, but it was wrapped gold. And I thought when I first saw Jason's post about golden opportunities, this is, if you remember correctly, the UAE edition or the Etihad edition was gold. And I thought that this was maybe we were going to get some information about how the UAE fundraising is going, but it turns out I don't think that that's the case. Or maybe it is. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about what the UAE fundraising event, how that's going at all. But we do know that they were at this Visoneering event, which is very interesting because if you guys remember the first iteration of Aptera back in 2009, so this was 15 years ago, was involved in the Progressive X Prize, where they were trying to give a prize for the most efficient car. And I found actually a video of it back then. And here, let's watch it together. It's kind of fun to watch, actually.
We're really trying to put a product into the marketplace that consumers will say, this is the most efficient vehicle in the world, and one that really will be used Monday through Friday for daily commuting to and from.
Now, for those of you guys don't know, that's Paul Wilbur. He was a auto executive brought in by the board of the first iteration of Aptera to lead Aptera because they felt that Steve Fambro and Chris Anthony did not have the expertise to lead Aptera into the production phase. So they brought in an automotive executive from Detroit, Paul Wilbur, to lead. And this is where Chris and Steve lost control of Aptera somewhat.
From work, running errands, and knowing that you're doing it in the most efficient way possible, and hopefully in the future in the most sustainable way possible as well.
Aptera is the only automaker in the world who has designed their entire vehicle and their entire business plan around making the world's most energy efficient vehicles without compromise to safety, security, comfort, or convenience.
Now, what's kind of funny is that that's Marquise McCammon, and he was the chief marketing officer for Aptera back then. And it's kind of funny because Chris McCannon is sort of the marketing guy for Aptera now. They share a last name, but they're not related. And Marquise McCammon is actually a CEO of Karma Automotive now.
60 in under 10 seconds, top speed of 90 miles per hour, almost no maintenance, super long life, a dent-resistant body, very lightweight but 3 times stronger than steel. It's just a super fantastic new technology vehicle, and we think a lot of people are going to enjoy it.
My analogy would be like an Angelina Jolie, right? Very slim and small in frame, but still feels strong and somewhat dominant, right? That's kind of the way that I see the Aptera.
The word Aptera is actually a Greek word. A fundamentally means without or not, and terra means wings. So without wings, it's the shape of a bird without the wings on it. It's the shape of a shark. Mother Nature has created this form, and what we've just tried to do is replicate it as perfectly as we can to make it go very efficiently through the air.
At some point in time, we all have to come to grips with the fact that in this country, as Americans, we consume way too much energy.
America imports $1 billion of foreign oil a day. If we can keep that money here at home versus giving it to other countries in the form of payments for fossil fuel, clean up our skies, it's a great thing.
We believe that Aptera will be able to help the consumer do something about where the world is going without having to compromise in getting there.
The Automotive X Prize has had a huge impact on our company and our business plan. And knowing that we're competing against other teams, it's raised our game.
The competition is forcing us to be more creative and innovative in the way that we think. And honestly, I think the best thing that the X Prize competition has done for Aptera is to make us real. People see Aptera outperforming. They see it running through tests. And the statements that are made about the vehicle, the videos that are captured of it performing, for them to see us out on the track, that's real value. That's how we're going to build our brand.
It would be great if we looked back 20 years from now and said, the X Prize made a big difference in the world and really started, even if Aptera isn't a multi-billion-dollar company, the point is if it catalyzes others maybe to take note, and maybe in the long term other auto companies take note that, hey, if little Aptera can do this, you know, other people can do it too. And I think at the end of the day, that's good for everybody. Let's see if we can change the world.
All right. And so there was a more recent video where Chris Anthony's talking with the New York Stock Exchange on the floor, and you see the X Prize in the background. I don't know if you guys watched this, but it's a very short clip. I thought it was pretty good.
Aptera is looking to revolutionize the way the world thinks about transportation. And it's really about vehicle efficiency at that point. In a world where vehicles are getting bigger and bigger, we're going smaller, more aerodynamic, lighter weight, and something that can use very little energy per mile. And when you do that, you can actually solar charge a vehicle like ours to about 40 miles a day, which means that the average person would never actually have to plug it in, de-stressing the grid, costing you less money for your transportation, and making the world a much greener place.
Now, how do you stand apart from others that are in this space?
It seems like the automotive industry at large, and as EVs come online, everybody seems to be going bigger and bigger. Big SUVs, big trucks, things that are using enormous amounts of energy, no matter where it comes from, to just travel around. We seek to make the world a much more efficient place through aerodynamics, light weighting, efficient powertrains. So you cost less to drive per mile, you're doing better for the planet, and it's something that, you know, really works for a modern economy.
And finally, tell me, as you look to the next 12 months, what are you focused on?
We're actually ramping into production right now, so we're building our first validation vehicles. We hope that next summer we'll be in full production and delivering vehicles to customers. And then we hope to start delivering en masse around the world, delivering more than 1 million vehicles to customers by 2033. And next year we hope to actually tie things together with a nice IPO, hopefully on this wonderful floor.
Chris, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was let's see, that was 10 days ago. That was an interview about 10 days ago. I don't know when the interview was actually done, but that was aired 10 days ago. And you saw the little X Prize pin on Chris Anthony. And so they were at this thing, and they wrapped this up yet a few days ago. And you can see that they got quite a bit of exposure. You see Neil deGrasse Tyson in there. If you guys don't know who he is, he's kind of a celebrity astrophysicist. He's on a lot of TV shows. He has his own TV show on the Discovery Channel. I think he's written several books, but he's pretty well known. And then this is Peter Diamandis. He's one of the founders of the X Prize. He's an MD. He has an MD from Harvard, but I don't think he ever used an MD. Never went to residency. He doesn't really have a medical license, but he does have an MD degree. But he's a futurist. He's like started up lots of different organizations to try to make the future better. One of the things he does is he's into the singularity where like man and machine meld together into one, aka Ray Kurzweil. But anyways, he drove it. He was very impressed. And in fact, in this picture, that is Peter in the passenger seat with Chris Anthony in there. So hopefully that went well, and maybe they're gonna attract some more investment from that, because that's really what they need right now. They are still needing quite a bit of investment. We'll go over the more recent SEC filing in another video, but that's kind of what Aptera has been doing on the PR front lately. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.